Hey, what's up? We're back to Sports Nuts with your quick fix for sports and sports betting, brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. Folks, I've been telling you all long, you got to click those links below. Hey, come on, man. You got to click those links below. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it, get the bonuses. It's important. Talk to a guy today who still hasn't got all his bonuses. OddsJam Partner Program, live chat available. Please like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and fill out the form below in the description to figure out and find out how you're going to make money with sports betting. And there's a Calendly link for both me and Mike. Also, Discord link below for the paid picks. Just talked to the guy the other day who was on paid picks, and the OddsJam Player Prop mobile app, totally free. It is a great thing for iPad, iPhone, and Mac computers. All right. Mike is back with me, and we're going to see what's going to happen here today as the NFL season is upon us, Mike. And before we get into that, let me just very quickly tell you what happened this afternoon. Reds beat the Cubs 4-3, and the Nationals beat the Cardinals 11-6, and the Brewers are up on the Giants 2-1 in the top of the ninth. And there you go. I got Carl Espiritu is on Facebook. We are on Facebook Live, and we are on Twitter Live, and we are on this YouTube channel. So, Mike, NFL season upon us. You excited?
I'm very excited. Finally get right back to the big sport. And we've got a beauty tonight. We've got the defending Super Bowl champs facing one of the, Super Bowl favorites coming into this season, if not the Super Bowl favorite heading into this season, along with a guy who is the favorite to win MVP and Josh Allen. A lot's being made of the Bills coming into this game. Rightfully so, but oddly enough, this game is in LA. So, I mean, it's not as if, the Bills are just, I guess I'm confused as to why nobody's showing any love for the Rams. I mean, a lot's being made about, the pieces they lost, Von Miller, who happens to play for the Buffalo Bills now. They added Bobby Wagner, right? Bobby Wagner's an all-pro linebacker. Bobby Wagner's as good a tackling linebacker we've seen in this game. And I still think that will help them be able to stop the run. They lost Sebastian Joseph Day, who went to the Chargers, a great run stopper on the defensive line. But again, I think Bobby Wagner will fill that void enough. And adding Allen Robinson on offense, I think, will be better than what most people think. This is a reliable guy when healthy. I think Allen Robinson is a guy that Matthew Stafford will be able to rely upon. And it will also, I think, take some pressure off of Cooper Kupp because if Allen Robinson is continuing to get one-on-one coverage and he's getting the number 2, number 3 cornerbacks, I think Allen Robinson will start to have some success. A lot is being made about Matthew Stafford and his elbow and this and that. And I mean, I haven't really heard anything from him or the team that would make me believe that this is something to worry about. So I think that when we look at this game, Bob, a lot of people are on the Bills.
OddsJam, the Daily Schmidt. What's up, Bob and Mike? What's up?
What is up? And you know who that is?
Yeah. Sunnyvale Trailer Park.
That's right.
That's what I call him. All right. So look, we already made a pick for morning coffee. KJ, Philly 5 teamer, pushed me into picking the Cronkies tonight, even though I really didn't want to do it. I just got to be honest with you. I'm with everybody else. First of all, Von Miller helped them win the Super Bowl because without his pressure on the defensive line, Aaron Donald doesn't make the plays that he makes. And let's face it, in the Super Bowl, he made the game-winning play by sacking Joe Burrow, who had Jamar Chase wide open. If Aaron Donald doesn't make that play, that Super Bowl is at Cincinnati.
Correct me if I'm wrong here real quick, Bob. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But has Aaron Donald not been doing this a good hot minute? I mean, is it just when Von Miller came to the team?
I never said that, but Miller added to his ability.
I mean, Aaron Donald is who he is, Bob. I 100% believe that you're making more out of that than what it needs to be.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've heard defensive.
Well, let's find out tonight. Let's see what Von Miller can do for Buffalo. Let's see.
Let me finish what I wanted to say. I've heard defensive line coaches on the NFL Network on Good Morning Football say that Von Miller was a big reason why they won the Super Bowl. They had somebody who could pressure from the outside that they didn't have before, and it made a big difference, and it freed up Aaron Donald to have the kind of game that he had. Those are
not. I mean, again,
these are defensive line coaches, and they evidently know more than you do.
Bob, that's the first I've heard anybody say, man, without Von Miller, Aaron Donald wouldn't have had near the game, near the year he had.
No, that's not what I said. Never said that. They said with Von Miller, not without. With Von Miller, it helped free up Donald. It's a fact, man.
Well, and it's also a fact this team was in a Super Bowl not long ago without Von Miller. So, I mean, you're making more out of something than what needs to be. You know, Von Miller is nowhere near the kind of player he was when he was with Denver and having that monster Super Bowl against the Panthers. He's a good, solid player still. He can still make a difference. But if you're telling me Von Miller is one of the best defensive linemen in all of football right now,
Did I say that? Did I say that, Mike? Please.
Well, the way you're at, then,
Mike, you always put words in my mouth. Please don't do that,
Bob. Okay? The way you're acting is without Von Miller, Aaron Donald doesn't do half of what he does. I said
that he was a big reason. Once again, you're not listening to the words.
I'm very much listening to every word you say.
I'm going to share my screen here real quick, and I'm gonna show you something here real quick that I am going to jump on tonight. It is a player prop, player sacks. Okay, it's pretty simple. Von Miller over 0.75. That means he's gonna get a sack. Is plus 165 tonight. Book it, bet it right now. I'm jumping in here and putting it in there. Von Miller will sack Matthew Stafford. And look at this, Mike. You could get Aaron Donald for one sack at plus 135 tonight on DraftKings.
Sure. Well, there's not a lot to go by there, Bob. You got one book showing you that, so I'm not gonna get all giddy over that like you are, man. I'll stay away from those.
I'm jumping on it. Defensive line usually has the edge early in an NFL season. Okay. Yeah. You got any plays out there for me, big guy?
Well, I'm heavy on the Rams tonight. There's no doubt about that. I think the Rams will win. You can definitely get really good value on them. You have been able to at home. Defending Super Bowl champs have been pretty well money in these Week 1 games. I mean, we can talk about under McVay they're 5-0 and open. Well, I don't count that as like the big stat to go by. I mean, I'm only making that to be so much. I mean, that is what it is. This is a different team. It's a different circumstance now. The Rams are raising a banner, and they're facing a Buffalo team who is extremely talented as well. So
they're raising a banner.
I'm not going to take too much out of that stat, but
they're raising a banner to a fan base that really does not.
Okay,
care.
Bob. Well, I mean, they won, so
here we go.
Cry me a river.
Get them at plus 115 right now on DraftKings, Caesars, and points bet. Plus 115 for the Rams on the money line, and then there's the point spread, which is basically minus 115. So, if you're ever going to do any, I guess you could take the points. What is your play, Mike?
I mean, I got the Rams on the money line. I'm staying away from the over and under. I'm not messing with the point spread. I will take the Rams on the money line.
You don't want to get a couple of points too. You wouldn't make if you're going to bet them on the money line. Why don't you take 2 points at minus 115?
I mean, because right now I can't even tell what value I'm really getting on that point spread, Bob. You got one book showing a play on that, bud. So no
I
thanks.
understand, but anytime you can get points, and if you look here, you can get 2.5 for -110, which is normal juice.
Yeah, the -2 definitely not touching. The -2.5 would be the play. But I mean, I guess if you want to double dip in it, you can. But I'm pretty straightforward and set on that money line, Bobby.
Okay. All right. No chance that Buffalo's going to be able to run the football worth a darn?
I don't know. Player props in this first game are going to be kind of tough. But I definitely think that I would lean towards any unders on Buffalo running backs.
Okay. All right. I'm going to throw a couple things at you because I'm on the positive EV page and we're in the recommended filters. And there's 3 plays on Darrell Henderson, over 1.5 player receptions, over 11.5 receiving yards, but under 24.5 rushing yards. Either of those pop out at you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the receiving yards one would be one that I would be tempted to look at.
Okay.
You definitely can see the Rams utilizing him in the passing game. They have in the past. I don't know how much, you got Cam Akers as well. So those two are going to both get their fair share of touches. So it's hard to say how many rushing yards he would have, but I would definitely take on the over receiving yards there.
And it looks like -101 is the best value that you can get. Obviously, a positive EV play, you can get it on Caesars. I actually like that play. I think the Crockies are going to try to run the ball today. Don't you think Akers over 44.5 yards? It's not very many.
No, I mean, I think the Rams would be smart to try to run the football here. And, I guess that, I guess that I would be willing to take Cam Akers on his over rushing yards for sure.
49.59%. So basically a 50-50 chance. I would probably put a half a unit on that, as I did on the Henderson over 11.5 receiving yards. If they're going to run, that Henderson would have to have over 24.5 yards. But I actually like this under 24.5 too, Mike.
Nah, I'm not touching that. I mean,
okay.
Now I want to double dip into every prop that's out there, because you don't know with Akers and Henderson, your chances of hitting Akers on his over and Henderson on his under. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. I hope they both hit, so I can come back tomorrow and say, "See, I told you so." What about over 1.5 player receptions for Henderson? You like that one at all? I mean,
do what?
These are all recommended filters, so
right. Well, no, I know it's hard to say this late in the evening, Bob. If we're on the opposite end of what these plays should have been.
Right. Okay.
So,
all right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So you tell me what you're on. Any player props in this game at all? And the Daily Schmidt said he's not done betting MLB, and neither are we.
No, we are definitely not done betting MLB. We've got some games tonight, obviously, that we're going to be looking at. So we'll continue to grind out some MLB for sure.
You got anything in particular you want to look at?
What, in MLB?
Yes.
Not necessarily. I mean, today didn't have a great slate for me. So,
all right. Well, let me change the market width and the market to the main and alternate market width and our market and the market width to 28 cents. Let's see what we come up with. See if there's any positive EV plays that might stick out. Alcantara is pitching tonight. Miami Marlins first half money line. That's first 5 innings, 20-cent market width plus 110. on BetMGM. You like this?
Which play, Bob?
Miami Marlins first half money line, meaning that they'll be ahead.
Yeah, I would take that.
5 innings, okay?
Alcantara on the mound, yeah.
Okay, let's hit that
Yeah,
for
I'm with you. Week 1 props are sketchy. That's why I didn't take any props tonight.
Okay.
I'm 100% with you on that. Just way too sketchy on some of these to take. So yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right. We've got Bills under 26.5 team total.
I'm not touching. No. I mean,
okay, all right.
No, well, look, Bob, it's the first game. It's on a Thursday. It's 2 really good teams. I mean, ultimately here, I'm just taking the angle of picking a winner in this game. I don't want to try to guess how many points are going to be scored in the first game of the regular season until we can get some indication, because you can look at last year all you want and use all that numbers and research and analytics and all that, but that applies absolutely 0% to what we're dealing with for the new season.
Well, I would tend to agree with you on the under here, because I'm actually leaning very heavily to over 51 is what I found it. It's also at 52. I think the number is going to go over. I don't think this is going to be a defensive struggle. That's just my opinion. And you say 2 very good teams. They were last year, but who knows? You never know what's going to happen, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
What about Twins money line against the Yankees? 11-cent market with plus 134 on FanDuel.
Yeah, I think I would take the Twins in this game tonight.
Okay. All right. I'm going to hit it for a unit. Let's do it. And then I got one other one. What about a wire FI for the Athletics and the White Sox?
Boy, that's tough. The wire FI, because you got C's on the mound, and you do have Sears, who, I'm gonna stay away from that, especially with C's on the mound.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time, but we got a couple of comments in here first. And
yes,
it's
sir.
all the Schmidt week 1 props are sketchy.
Yeah, Bob.
Randy on the mound, that's a decent bet. Okay. But there's no such thing as a guarantee in this business, big guy. You know.
We know that, Bob. We know that. Nobody said guarantee anyway.
So let's take a look at, let's go to player props, and let's get out of the main market, hit player props, and change the market width to 40-cent maximum and see what we come up with. Refresh it. Okay. We've got a couple of player bases, several player bases. Aaron Hicks seems to be the guy here tonight. A couple of our player props in the NFL that we looked at. Here we go, man.
I'm staying away. I'm staying away from all these player props last second here, Bob.
Okay. All right.
That's just me. That's just me, man. I mean, most of these games are getting ready to start anytime. So, man, I'm going to stay away from any player props here the very last second.
Well, I'm just going to hit a couple more for a half a unit. Devin Singletary over 14.5 receiving yards. If the Bills are going to do anything, Singletary's got to touch the ball, and he's got to make some things happen. And the other thing is that Tyler Higbee, if the Rams are going to do anything, Higbee needs some receiving yards too. They're not going to just be able to depend on just the outside. Higbee's a big, important part of their team. I'll hit it for a half a unit at over 39.5 receiving yards. So there you go. Let me go to my bet tracker and show you where everything is at and what we just hit. I hit my picks here. Aaron Donald and Von Miller over 0.75. That means they're going to get a sack. All right. I think each one of them are going to get a sack tonight, both on DraftKings. They're both at plus money, plus 165, plus 135. A positive EV play with Darrell Henderson, over 11.5 receiving yards. Mike agrees with me on that one, minus 101 on Caesars. Cam Akers over 44.5 rushing yards. Probably doesn't like that as much, but I'll take it. Plus 104 on Caesars. Darrell Henderson under 24.5 rushing yards. Plus 118 on Caesars. The Miami Marlins first half money line. Plus 110 on BetMGM. Minnesota Twins money line against the Yankees. Plus 134 on FanDuel. And I just took Devin Singletary over 14.5 player receiving yards. Plus 100 on FanDuel. And Tyler Higbee over 39.5, plus 106 on Caesars. Oh, I'm hitting them because take a look. I made it to $3,700 in profit, buddy. 9% ROI, 51% closing line value, and that is by making $10 and $20 bets, folks. 20 is my unit, 10 is my half unit number, and you can see where I've gone. Lots of profit, and by over time, sportsbook sport bet type, love it. Positive EV.
Yeah, I like that. I like that play. I like that play there, buddy. Like that play a lot. So NFL season, let's get into it tonight, y'all. I am ready to go watch some football, Bob.
Okay, let's do it.
I am ready.
I think you're getting rid of me here now. Time for me to go. I got to leave.
All of us to go.
I got to leave.
All of us to go.
We will not be here at halftime because we're a little under the weather. So maybe next Thursday. We'll see. Maybe Monday night. You never know. Well, all kinds of things. Don't forget OddsJam Bob, OddsJam Mike. There are YouTube channels there. OddsJam live streams, Bob and Mike. That's where you can find these videos at. We'll see you later.
Peace.